folks, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Maddfuzzy Podcast. I am your sock-obsessed host, Marta, and as always, I am coming to you from Knox, Maine, where I live with my handsome man and our two wonderful dogs. This podcast is a knitting, spinning, and hand-dyeing podcast, but mostly knitted socks. Gonna warn ya, I knit a lot of hand-knit socks. So all of my whips today and all of my finished objects are all socks. So if you love the hand knit socks, this is going to be a good one. If you'd like to join our Ravelry group, that's a pretty cool thing. I got a cowl, which is sock oriented, going on right now in the Ravelry group. It is the Maddfuzzy Ravelry group. And I'm not sure if I already said this. I recorded this introduction like a bazillion times. But if you want to follow me on social media, I am at Maddfuzzy on Instagram. And Maddfuzzy Yarns actually has a Facebook page. And you can email the podcast at maddfuzzy@gmail.com. And all this information is down in the description where I post all of my show notes for each and every episode if you care to follow some links or check some things out that you saw in the episodes. So, Maddfuzzy Yarns, just give you a quick introduction about that in case you are new to the channel, is my hand-dyed, kind of hand-created sock yarn company. I source local fleeces from farmers around the state, and I have them milled to my specifications. I skein them and I dye them, and I sell them on Etsy. So if you'd like to check out these 100% Maine-made yarns, please stop over to the Etsy shop. The link, again, in the down bar. So check that out, favorite the shop, maybe buy a couple skeins. It's a little bare right now, but I have a surprise day off. Woo, surprise! So I thought it would be all kinds of fun to record a podcast and dye yarn all day. I have the house completely to myself. Betsy is at work, Heath is at work, the dogs are just chilling. So I'm hanging out in our little house we built, and it's all mine. And so I'm gonna get a lot done today. So I've got dye pots cooling in the front yard because it's nice and cool out there today. So I'm dyeing outside to keep the house nice and cool. I dye on a Coleman stove at the moment because we don't really have a kitchen. We don't really have insulation. We do have wiring. That got done. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the episode if you care to stick around. But because I'm pretty much dyeing at a camp as is, moving outside is super easy. So everything is outside, and as soon as I'm done recording this, I'll get it uploaded and I'll take those skeins that are cooling and start a whole new batch. So look forward to maybe another episode as well as a shop update in the near future. Yeah, I'm actually working on it. It has been a bit. I have not recorded an episode in, I think, a month. I'm sorry, guys. It's summer in Maine. I have like 3 months to get everything done. It's only warm for a little itty bitty bit, and I have to take advantage of it. So, I'm sorry, there's been a little bit of slowdown in Maddfuzzy world, but I'm still knitting like crazy. I hope you're still knitting like crazy. But I just don't have that time to be posting to Instagram as much, to be dyeing as much, and recording podcasts as much. So I'm super thankful that I have today and I get a chance to talk to you because I've been very busy. I've been very busy. So I'll just start off with a really quick overview of my cowl that's going on in that Ravelry group. It is the Heal My Broken Heart cowl, and it'll become very relevant in my next couple of whips and half-finished objects and works in progress. So you'll kind of figure it out. But the idea of the cowl is to try as many different kinds of heel constructions as I possibly can to find the one that I really do like, because I like a heel flap and gusset. I like the fit, but it's kind of a process. You're going to be turning that heel and doing the gusset and the heel flap for like 4 hours at least. Whereas some of the heels is just a little snippet of heel. So I tried a whole bunch, and I'm encouraging you to try a whole bunch. It's been really bare over there in that group, and I'm sorry, that's probably mostly my fault. I really haven't gotten the ball going. I just can't. So many things on my plate. So if somebody out there wishes to help me out and get the ball rolling on that cowl and get things in the chatter thread and get things in the finished objects threads, it's running till the end of August, so you do have plenty of time. And all I'm looking for is you to get past the heel on one sock. That's a finished object. I want you to try different heels and see if you like them, and you have to get past the heel because I want you to try it on and tell me how it fits. So I've found some really weird heel patterns. I'm going to show you what I'm working on, and I hope you'll do the same. And that's really what that's for. There will be prizes. I mean, this isn't just a loosey-goosey cow. I mean, it is, because it's me. But there will be actual prizes and prize winners. And I'm not sure if I'm going to just draw it from the finished objects thread or draw it from both the chatter and the finished objects. But there will be prizes, folks. So you should enter. Another thing that's going to be exciting about prizes, I'm kind of almost to 500 as far as subscribers. When I looked this morning, I was at 449. So come on, 450. Yeah, just click that little subscribe button. Get me there, 450. And I'm really close on Instagram to 500 as well. So I might do a giveaway for both Instagram and YouTube for my subscribers and whatnot. So I will put little prize packages together and do something fun for that. So keep an eye on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Get me close to that 500 mark, and we'll have a giveaway. My first ever Instagram giveaway. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. So let's talk about some knitting. That was a lot of talking for not a lot of knitting. I haven't really talked to anyone today. It's kind of lonely. Thanks for coming. All right. So let's see, I have one finished object. Oh, and I've left my sock blockers over there. Shoot, I always do this. This is like, come on girl, get prepared. You've had a whole month to get all this stuff together, so 1 second. Okay, so I am super duper excited because I finished the most epic project ever. You guys, I'm sure, never thought I was gonna finish them. And I kind of at some points thought I wasn't gonna finish them either. And these are finished. All the ends are woven in. They are blocked. Yeah, I did that. And they're my Transcendence socks. And you're gonna say, Marta, what happened at the top of this here, right? I ran out of the blue. I had dyed this little set for myself just out of like some scraps I had left on cones. So it wasn't the exact amount at all, and I was hoping I was gonna make it, but clearly didn't make it. So this is just that red again. The other one does not have it. But at least I'll know, you know, that I'm not finding the same sock in my sock drawer when I'm searching for something. Hello, does that happen to anyone? So here's the Transcendence Sock. This is a pattern by Skeindeer Knits. This is a fish lips kiss heel. Yeah, super happy with that. The pattern itself calls for a German short row heel, and I ain't never doing those again. Nope. I'm done with those. Moving on. This is why I'm healing my broken heart, because they broke it. They were awful. They're holy. Like the other one. The other guy's just like riddled with holes. Maybe that was the good side. It's just a holy mess. Holy mess. But they're done. And they're super cushy. This is in my hand-dyed yarn. I dyed these kits when she first came out with the pattern. This is Ellie of Skeindeer Knits Podcast and Skeindeer Knits on Ravelry. Probably my favorite designer. Not gonna lie. I have a few Ellie patterns on the needles. She just keeps releasing them and they're fabulous. So I'm gonna knit this again. Definitely gonna knit this again. It was a really fun color work sock because the all over pattern, you're doing, you know, repeats every row. You know, it's 2 of this color, 1 of this color, 2 of this color, and then you switch. So you're not having to follow the chart as much. Once you know the pattern, you can kind of go row by row by row. And that was really fun. So it was sort of like brainless enough, but complicated enough. It was really the perfect after work knitting, and I just kind of trucked through it, and I got 2. So Maddfuzzy is East Frisian wool. It's 100% East Frisian wool. Or I believe this is my Wherever base wear, because it doesn't quite have the sparkle. Like I said, it was just found balls in the bottom of my tub of yarn cones that I just sort of dyed. So I had a set so I could knit a sample. And I did. Hey! So I think this is actually just the nylon and wool blend. No sparkle. But the ones that I actually sold were sparkly. So, yeah, that's my newest finished object. And they are thick because they're, you know, color work. They're double thickness and they're just thick. Look at this. Just a nice, thick, squishy sock. I'm so excited. I can't believe they're done. Yes. So, because they're done, I needed a new colorwork sock. And I have been wanting to knit this for a very long time. So I cast on, come here, the Selbu Sock by Ellie of Skeindeer Knits again. Yeah, when you go from one colorwork sock, why not go to another? So this is again Maddfuzzy yarn. This is an unknown, undyed yellow, or an unknown, like one-of-a-kind yellow. And I actually re-dyed it today so that I could have more because I think it's just stunning. And then this purple is Madame, and then just a plain white. And I've gotten to the first repeat, and I've actually started the increases. There's the back of it for the heel. And it has a different heel construction than other socks that she's done. It definitely has a different heel construction than the Transcendence Sock. So I'm really excited to report back on this heel construction. It fits. I've tried it on. You know, the proof is always in the gusset and the heel turn, see if they're the right length, but she gives really good instruction on how to measure, and yeah. So I'm super happy with these. It looks so good on camera. I'm getting so much better at color work. Practice makes perfect, right, folks? Now, so that's my first work in progress. I guess I will move on. I kind of jumped over half-finished objects because I have some of those too to show you. We'll keep along those lines. But I do have a half-finished object, and I'll get it on the blocker here. This is, again, for my heel, my Broken Heart cowl. And I did a different heel construction. This is the vanilla is the new black heel. And I like this heel. It's, oh, come. There we go. It's got this, like, increase that happens. And I'll take it off the blocker and show you in a second. But this is the On Tropical colorway by Shirsty Cat Yarns. And this was so much fun to knit. And because of the way the heel is done, I get a little bit of change underneath the foot, but then those stripes just start right back up again. And I love the micro striping on this. Yeah. Hey guys, I just thought of this. I have no show notes for this episode, by the way. This is impromptu fun and games. I've become absolutely obsessed with a new podcast. Absolutely obsessed. Like I saw her introduction video and watched every episode, and now when they come out, I'm just like on it. It's the Chevy Rell podcast. Love her. She does swear if you have sensitive ears. But I swear in my day-to-day life, I actually have quite the potty mouth. And I do censor it for this podcast to be more, you know, everybody friendly. I do talk about my business. But yeah, I've been known to drop a few F-bombs here and there. So she's a kick in the pants. She is so much fun, great energy, great knitting. Yeah, I'm totally obsessed. She's my favorite podcaster right now. And she was talking about variegated yarns and the pooling and whatnot. And she talks about how it's your choose your own adventure yarn. And this really was. I couldn't wait for that next color to come up. And I love this like little blue sky area at the top. It's so totally waves and sand and waves and sand. I love it. It looks so good on this camera. So take this off the blocker and show you this heel a little bit closer up. This is a pay-for pattern. I think it's definitely worth the money. I had to follow the chart for a little bit, you know, to do the heel. But that was just like one evening of following a chart. It was a lot of fun to actually follow a pattern. But you see, it makes this like little triangle, and the triangle is ribbed. Yeah, I don't even know. It's so hard to show, especially with my camera not wanting to focus on anything but my gorgeous face. Jokes. So yeah. This is the vanilla is the new black. And she's got different variations on it. Top down, toe up. This was top down. So I recommend this one a lot. It fits really good. It's a good fit. As far as its Forever Mate, I've gotten pretty far. It's kind of been on the back burner because I wanted to try some other heels. So once I had one, I could try it on. It was eligible for my cowl. So I kind of didn't do too much on this, but there's that. Right? So pretty. So obsessed with Kirsty Cat's colorways. And actually, oh, if you're in Maine, I found a retailer of Kirsty Cat. It is Yard Goods in Waterville. Yeah, so go to Yard Goods. She's got a whole Kirsty Cat section. Checking those things out for you people. I didn't buy any more. I still have a skein. But I did buy something, which I'll show you in my acquisition section. All right, on to my next work in progress. I got a couple more. I've been busy. Because we wired the house, for some reason, now the internet works. It's like an antenna. We put enough aluminum in the walls that, like, the signal can get through. So we get internet again. And I opened up YouTube to watch some podcasts because I've been sitting home alone recently. He's been working a lot and some nights and whatnot. So I'm sitting home, I turn on YouTube, and the first recommendation is Antiques Roadshow. I didn't even know Antiques Roadshow was on YouTube, but apparently, like, because it's public, PBS, whatnot, like, it's everywhere on YouTube. And I have been watching the Antiques Roadshow for days, just days. Like, it comes on when we, like, sit down and, like, after, you know, eat dinner, and it's on, and we can fall asleep to it, and I can knit really well to it because it's not like I'm following a plot or anything. I'm just, you know, oh, that is a great mark, and go back to my knitting, and oh, well, yeah. So I've been doing a lot of knitting, and we turned it into a drinking game. So we've been drinking along to Antiques Roadshow. Every time someone turns something over and shows you the bottom, you have to drink. Every time there is somebody in the background making a weird, awkward face, you drink. And what was the other one? There's one more. But yeah, it was fun there. And then there was an up and down episode where the price, they'd show you what it was 15 years later. And if it was down, you had to drink. So yeah, we've been having some reasonable adult fun watching Antiques Roadshow and knitting. Yeah. So I've gotten a lot done. So let's move on to my next works in progress. You actually haven't seen this one, nor have you seen the yarn. So we'll throw in a little surprise in the middle here. This yarn I picked up at Heavenly Yarns in Belfast, which just opened a new shop, and it is gorgeous. Helen, you done it good. So this is that Jawoll, Jawoll, and it is a wonderful, you know, German commercial sock yarn. I'm leaving it in its little ball. This is the kind that comes with that reinforcement thread. I really like this yarn. It has a great feel to it. It's really sturdy, nice and thick. And it's one of my favorite sock yarns, I have to say. And while I was at the shop, Helen informed me that they were going up in price and they were getting rid of this. So that's not very cool. So she's going to stop stocking them. So I bought a few balls. Hey, she had some good choices. And if she was going to stop stocking them, that was going to be really sad. I actually have the tag for this. So I'm going to tell you that this magical, wonderful colorway is... I'm going to assume this is the colorway. Because it says COL. My other option is PTIE. So I'm going to go with the COL. It is 902.0148. And the other one is 795. Take those numbers as you find them useful. Yeah, but it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And these are spousal socks, as Tommy of the Squirrel Pie Productions says they are. And so they're for Heathcliff. And Heathcliff is a giant man. He's 6'4". And therefore, to balance this giant human, he has to have these giant feet pads. In which I knit a small child's sweater worth of knitting for each foot. So are you ready? Here we go. It's the Heathcliff socks. I did a nice big long cuff for him. I did 24 rounds on the heel flap And then I thought it was a little bit big, because it is. It's like even covering my face, can't even see the camera. So I went down to 64 stitches. I was originally at 72. But look at these things. I can't even get the whole thing in the screen. They're huge. I love this color though. I'm really happy with how that turned out, and then how it like pooled all in red, and then that turned. I know, look at this. It fits him great. I tried them on him last night because I'm almost to the toady creases down here in like center of the earth. And they fit great. He's going to love these socks. I'm just going to be knitting on them for a small eternity. At least the yarn's cool. If he would have wanted like brown or black socks, I probably would have stopped a long time ago. But because it's sort of self-striping and it's, you know, it's fun, it's a nice wool to work with. They have like, I can't believe it, they've done the fade. Like commercial sock yarn fade. I thought that was pretty cool and very hip of them. And you can really see the fade on camera. So I've been working on that. That's the first one of those. And yeah, he'll have socks before winter for sure. I'm cruising through those. And I did a final count of my box of socks, and I am right on track. I can knit some people some socks. That's fine. I even started looking at what I'm going to knit people for Christmas. Which I'll probably talk about closer to Christmas, but they might be Star Wars cowls. Yeah, everyone's getting a Star Wars cowl. Surprise! Alright, let's take a look at my last work in progress. Yeah, this is the end. And this also is a crazy heel pattern. This is the Speedster pattern. I got this off of Ravelry. It's a free pattern. You're going to recognize this yarn because, I'm sorry, Julia, I had to frog my couch and crackers sock. I couldn't do it. The pattern took way too much brain power, and yeah, I kept messing it up. I wasn't happy with how it looked, and so I frogged it. And I'm using the yarn for this because it was already caked, and I was really in love with the color. So now I got it all situated on my sock blocker. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So the Speedster sock, the idea is that the heel is a series of increases and decreases, and you can see the decreases and the increases is done from the top down. I've done the lovely blue cuff. This was my up to camp colorway. I did it in a sock set. I actually sent one to Julia, which is why I was knitting her pattern with it. And that's Julia of the Happy Knitting Podcast. I am obsessed with her as well. Great podcast. Check it out. Another sock obsessed lady. Yeah, so blue. Up to camp. I'm just so in love with this color. I think I'm going to dye it today as well. Just because it's such a nice speckle. It's the blues and the greens. And then I did a little stripe of blue. And then my toe, because I couldn't do it on the heel because of how it's made. So the heel, it doesn't fit super great. I'm going to see when I actually close up the toe, because all I have to do for this sock is close this toe. I just got to Kitchener it, and I didn't. Impromptu episode. But you get the idea. So I'm going to show you what this heel looks like off of the blocker. If you're squeamish about human anatomy, I'm going to say some things. It looks like a vagina. It does. It's a little vagina heel. And it like goes inside. See? And it's not terrible. It was really fast. It was really easy to do. You know, you just kind of increase to a certain number and then decrease to a certain number. You didn't have to read the pattern or anything. If I do it again, I think what I'm going to do is move some stitches around and do more increases and make it just bigger. Let's make it a bigger thing. You know, make it wider, make it longer. Just add as many stitches into that heel as I feel fit. This was because Maddfuzzy yarn throws off my gauge so much. I'm not sure why. I think it's how I knit. Other people have not told me they've had an issue with it. But I always drop down. So normally I do 64 stitches. And I found that it just is helpful to make a smaller sock with Maddfuzzy. So I did 56 stitches. So if I think I did this heel for like 64 stitches or even like the 72 inch or stitch size, I think it would be a little bit better. So I might do it again. It was really easy. I did like this one. It's just the fits. It's not quite there, and I think I can make it get there. So I'm going to try it again because I plan on knitting a lot of socks. So that is my Up to Camp colorway, the Speedster Sock, new fun heel pattern. I really just wanted to get past that heel so that you guys could see it. So yeah, that's the end of my knitting. That's all I have for you. I feel like I got a lot accomplished as far as how much time I have with that full-time job in the dyeing business and life in general. And oh, and then building a house. I feel like I've gotten quite a bit knitted. And yeah, thanks Antique Roadshow. So I'm going to show you what I bought recently because I've bought some things. It's been a month. So, you know, and I'm working down at the bar, and I work at a bar in Camden, Maine, right on the coast. Gorgeous coastal city. Come see me at Cuzzy's. It's just kind of the last dive bar in Camden, but right across the street, I mean like literally across the street is the Cashmere Goat, which is a wonderful yarn shop. I mean, she does it right. Good sock yarn area, which is always important to me, as well as like an area to sit and knit. It's encouraged to hang out in the store. People come and hang out. So that's really important to me. I love that kind of a store. You know, you can come into town, and if you don't have anything to do, you can hang out at the store and knit and buy yarn and, yeah, chat with people. Because who doesn't love talking to knitters about knitting? I do. That's why I have this thing. And that's why you're listening to me. So I actually went down there a little while ago and got some Maddfuzzy yarn in that shop, which has been selling really well. So if you are in the Camden area and wanted to actually squish the Maddfuzzy, check it out at the Cashmere Goat. So now I'm in Heavenly Yarns in Belfast, as well as the Cashmere Goat in Camden. Yay! So yeah, you can get Maddfuzzy IRL at a brick and mortar store. But while I've been, you know, across the street from this wonderful knitting shop with cash money in my hand. You know, I'm getting tips from the bar, and then I take it and go on a little break across the street and buy yarn. And if you don't take the tips home, you never made them, right? That's how I look at it. Like what I take home is what I made. If I spend it at the yarn shop before I take it home, it's totally free space. It's totally doable. So I was in there and I bought a new set of Chowgoo needles, and I bought this online. And the brand is online. I didn't buy it online. Come on. There we go. Isn't that fun? It is so like Key Westy. This blue is a lot more teal, and it's a lot more salmony pink. It's way more, you know, Miami looking, but I picked that up. So there's another commercial sock yarn for me to try out. I like this online. I've knit with it before. I gave those socks to my friend Brittany, but I'm excited to have a pair for myself. And then, as I said, Helen at Heavenly Yarns was discontinuing or stopping to stock. I'm sure it'll be on the shelves for a while. Yowl. And when I was picking one out for Heath, I saw this one, and I couldn't refuse. The little picture on the side looks like it's gonna be a real riot to knit. I'm so excited. And then it's still got its little reinforcement cone in here, which is always fun. So yeah, that's something I picked up. Now my last acquisition is kind of a hope and a dream. I do own a sewing machine, hint hint hint, and I'm going to get it set up here very soon. And I was in Yard Goods in Waterville, and they have a quilting side. Sorry, it's in a paper bag here. Pull it out. And I kept finding these patterns, and then I started pairing them with other things. So I'm going to make myself some project bags. There's some really great tutorials online on how to make them, and they look really fun. I think I'm going to do drawstring over zipper. I do really love a good drawstring bag. And I'll show you what I picked. First of all, I picked this fabulous flamingo print, and I was going to pair it with this, right? Fun. Then I have a degree in photography. I have a huge antique camera collection, and this one just spoke to me. So I have this one, which I'm going to pair with this little bit heavier canvas. Isn't that fun? And last but not least, no girls knitting collection is complete without unicorns and rainbows And these lovely unicorns and rainbows are going to go with this beautiful purple. Yeah, fabric. That's new and exciting. That's not socks. So, yeah. Just some fat quarters. It cost me not very much. You know, I just kind of wandered around, picked them out. I could have gone crazy. I could have gone crazy. Let's be realistic here. But I was like, 3 bags. That's a reasonable amount for me to think about sewing in, you know, an afternoon or a weekend. So those are those. And that was my acquisitions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my life if you care to stick around. That was all the knitting content I did have. So if you are heading out, thanks for coming. It was great to chat with you for a second. If you would like to subscribe to the channel or hit that little thumbs up button, that would be just grand. Help us get towards that 500 subscriber mark. Tell your friends about Maddfuzzy. You know, spread the word. It's exciting stuff. So yeah, if you're here for the life update, thanks. Chat with you for a second here about it. Yeah, so we've been working on the house. We got it all wired. Yay. We've made one good decision in making this house, and we put the house close enough to a pre-existing pole that it's going to cost us basically nothing to get hooked up. So after this weekend, we're going to finish off all the loose ends, and then we insulate upstairs and we move upstairs, and so that's going to be so nice. You know, you can wake up in the morning and come downstairs. You're not like interrupting the person sleeping. So I think maybe we'll get a little bit more sleep, which would be nice, because me and Heath are just on like opposite schedules. He's working nights, I'm working mornings. I don't even know. I see him like for 2 hours a day right now. It's ridiculous. But I think we're going to go to our friend's house tonight for dinner. I am a big RuPaul's Drag Race fan, so yeah, I'm going to catch up on the last 4 episodes of season 10 that I've missed because of life. And so we'll probably eat pizza and watch RuPaul's Drag Race, which will be fun. And he'll hang out with his friend Corey, and I'll actually see him for a little bit. So that'll be cool. On Sunday, I'm going to the family reunion. It's not my family, so it's going to be interesting. There's going to be people I have never met before, and I'm very excited to meet. And yeah, I've never been. I've been with Heath for 8 years now, and every time I have had to work. So this is going to be first. I took it off. Not going to be working at Cuzzy's. I will be at the family reunion, and that should be good. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got on my plate. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I want to talk to y'all about, but I don't think so. So thanks for sticking around. I hope you have a fabulous week. I'm going to get this uploaded and dye some more yarn. Yay! Yeah, so enjoy your knitting. Talk to you soon.